I am Steve. As a child, I yearned for the mines.
As is the case with all film adaptations, I'm sure a few ideas for the Minecraft movie were thrown around before the creative team settled on the coming-of-age comedy that stars some of Hollywood's most beloved actors. While I wasn't a fly on the wall for their conversations, I can't help wondering how they landed on live action as their medium to tell this story. Don't get me wrong, the finished film is breathtaking, but I can't help feeling like they missed an opportunity when they chose not to make a solely animated production. With a cast capable of voicing their roles as well as acting them, there may have once been a reality where the Minecraft movie looked very different. These differences will be the topic of today's video, where I'll discuss how the Minecraft movie might have changed without the live action.
This place makes no sense.
Don't I know it?
Number 1. Graphics. Many people were surprised to hear about a live-action adaptation, as most games targeted toward a younger demographic, or even all ages, perform better when turned into animations instead of real-life caricatures. A fantastic example is the Mario movie, which brought Mario, Luigi, and their friends to the big screen without suspending the audience's disbelief. They looked exactly as they did in the modern video games, with the 3D animation taking great care to remain faithful to the source material. The Minecraft movie could have taken the same approach. While I don't deny the CGI looked incredible and the overworld looked better than ever before when placed on the big screen, it holds true that the movie could have been more faithful to the original game had the production team relied on more traditional animation to tell the story, with animated characters and less lifelike renderings, which would have taken the graphics down a few notches. I'll be the first to admit the Minecraft style is unique. Few games create everything out of boxes and squares, but that doesn't make seamless animation impossible. Cinematics and breathtaking scenes set in the overworld have existed for years, be they created by fans or in an official capacity, like the entirety of Minecraft Story Mode. These cinematics looked and felt like the characters belonged in the game themselves, not like they were humans transported to another world, making the movie's cast stand out. Number 2. The story. For the live-action movie, the narrative needed lore that explained how Steve found himself in the overworld and why he looks so different from the other creatures who live there, including the villagers, who are the closest to humans the game has to offer. The movie's story is that Steve came from Earth and lived an average life like anyone else. He represents the common creative who struggles to fit inside society's constrictive box. So he sets out to fulfill one of his childhood dreams by exploring the local mines. While mining, Steve finds the objects that open the overworld's portals. And once he enters the sandbox realm where he can create anything, he doesn't look back. He spends the following years traveling across the biomes, conversing with villagers, and fighting evil alongside his wolf Dennis. By the time more humans arrive in the overworld, decades later, he has enough experience to safely guide them through their journey, ensuring they make it home. However, because the main protagonist is the primary live-action element throughout the film, the story needed to work around the fact that they did not come from the overworld. All of the misfits are strangers who found their way there by accident. However, if the film had been animated, the main cast could have had a blockier appearance, allowing them to fit in with their environment and eliminating the narrative's need to accommodate the presence of humans among the other mobs.
And blades for days. Everything we'll need to make it to Woodland Mansion.
Number 3. The characters. One of the most prominent changes that could have occurred with animation is the characters. The Minecraft movie assembled a talented cast that complemented one another beautifully, so I would hate to see them part ways with the project or leave it in someone else's hands. However, they can still lend their voice talents to the characters in an animated version, and they should be more than capable of delivering every line with the same amount of emotion and humor as in the live action. The Minecraft movie wanted the main protagonist to feel like people the audience could sympathize with. Most people have transferred schools, started a new job, juggled multiple responsibilities, and struggled to hold on to their childhood dreams. As a result, their main protagonist is always plain-looking, with modern clothes and no design details that stand out, aside from Steve's iconic design and Garrett's jacket. Storytelling through costume design is essential in films and series like this, but an animator can do a lot more for a character when in charge of their design. Like with the story, animation opens several doors regarding character design, as a character can look however you'd like. Animated movies tend to have a little more flair, so it would be interesting to see how the characters changed if they were animated or even shaped to fit into the overworld setting.
They're total pacifists and vegetarians. You don't bug them, they won't bug you.
Number 4. The antagonist. If we have an animated movie in which the protagonists aren't newcomers to the overworld, but natives who have spent countless years exploring biomes and collecting treasure, we can assume that the subsequent story and character designs would change. However, if the story and protagonists are changing, then it's safe to assume the antagonist would also undergo some revisions. In the movie, Malgosha is a pigland sorceress who wants to spread darkness and corruption to the overworld by using the Orb of Dominance to block the sun. While her plans seem far-fetched, she almost succeeds after stealing the orb and sending her forces to wage war against Steve and the other misfits. An animated version could still keep Malgosha as the antagonist, but she might have a few adaptations, like more spells or sorcery that would be expensive to create with CGI. It's also possible that Malgosha as a villain no longer fits with the new characters in this hypothetical scenario. If that were the case, a new villain would need to take her place in the story with their own motivations and ultimate goal. Whatever their plan, it would impact Steve and the others who care deeply for the overworld and its creative properties. As for prospective antagonists, many fans hope to see the Ender Dragon. Yeah, that was me. I was one of them.
You! What are you making? Oh!
Number 5. The setting. The final thing that might change if the movie were animated is the setting. For starters, if the movie decided to let humans be locals to the overworld, given that they look like and blend in with their environments, then the scenes on Earth could be written out entirely. Doing so would eliminate an entire setting in the film's first part, diverting the cost of sets, props, and costumes to other projects. With the spare space to fill in the narrative, Steve and his allies could travel to other locations in the overworld that didn't have their chance to shine in the original film. For example, we see various biomes throughout the movie, but they usually appear during action sequences or chase scenes, where they can't be adequately admired. Most biomes are grassy or forestry, so it would be nice if the animated version could dedicate time to the desert or snow. Also, as I mentioned, many fans were disappointed when the Ender Dragon didn't appear. However, if it were an animated film antagonist, Steve and the others would find themselves in an entirely new location called The End. In the original game, The End is another realm where players can interact and fight with the final boss, who deals maximum damage. Once defeated, the credits for the game start to roll, which would have felt like a poetic end to the movie. While the setting overall would change, I believe the movie did an excellent job bringing Minecraft to life and making it look as realistic as possible. So I do want to give credit where credit is due.
This beautiful world and everything in it will wither and die!
Vaya con Dios.
The scope of film and media has grown exponentially in the past decade. With each passing day, professionals in the film industry discover something new that can elevate their story to the next level. And some of that magic found its way into the Minecraft movie. However, I can't help feeling like the animation industry would have soared if given the chance to reinvent the popular franchise. Whether through the classic 2D animation beloved by many or the 3D animation that has taken the gaming industry by storm, animation is an art form that pushes the limits of storytelling daily. And with it at the forefront of the movie's production, we might have found ourselves with a completely different story.
Did that feel quick to anyone else?
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.
They're cool, Garrett. They're like nunchucks.
Yeah, I know. That's why I made them.